Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Beast Wars Spittor. Now, as we can see, this guy is some kind of frog or a toad. I'm not really sure which. But this guy is some kind of amphibian creature, and normally this guy is supposed to be a Predacon. Oh well, that's what he was marketed as it when he was released in the American toy markets. However, when he was released in the European toy markets, for whatever reason, this guy was actually marketed as a Maximal. Yes, I'm not joking, this guy was actually marketed as a Maximal. Or at least the box and instructions said he was a Maximal. Yeah, I don't really know either. I mean, personally, I see Spittor more as a Predacon. But before I go off on a tangent, let's just continue looking at the figure. But as I said, this guy's an amphibian creature. Yeah, as I said, I'm not sure if this is a frog or a toad. But yeah, it's definitely pretty detailed. I mean, we've got the webbed feet here. We've got the stuff on the back and the head. We've got the eyes, which are green. The mouth can actually open pretty far, so I guess if he wants to look in surprise, he can. And that's actually part of a gimmick, which you'll see soon. Now, this mode actually has a little bit of articulation. Mainly the arms, because they're on ball joints. However, on this copy, thanks to translucent plastic, while it's not fully shattered, as you can see, it's a bit fractured. Or if it will focus. Oh, this arm's a bit fractured, so it's not fully broken, but it's a bit of a loose fit. It doesn't fall off by itself, but it's easy to knock off, and well, it's easy to knock it off with a single flick, as you can see, and it's a bit loose on the figure, so I try to be careful with this arm. There we go. Sorry, I was more paying attention to the figure instead of the camera. But I guess if you want to pose the legs as well, so he's like trying to leap, then you can, but yeah, you can give him some really long legs if you can, but you'll see why these are so long in transformation. And you can see what I mean when I say that this is really loose, this arm. Now, that's pretty much it for the frog mode. I'm just going to call it a frog. But there is at least one gimmick with this. You see this little button here? If you press that, then it spits this thing out. I think it's supposed to be the tongue. However, that's actually the robot's head. So it just spits its head out. It doesn't come off, it's not a missile, it's just a little... I don't know what it's supposed to be, if it's like a battering ram or something, but... yeah, I don't know what that accomplishes. It's not a missile, because it doesn't come flying out. I don't know, like, what attack that's supposed to be, if it's like just some kind of punching thing or something. But well, that's pretty much it for the frog mode, so if I just tilted my camera up, let's try and get this guy transformed. If I can just try and turn my Lego stand view. Well, trying to turn my stand around so it's a bit centered. Now, this guy does have a pretty unique transformation. If we turn around, you can pretty much see these little extra legs. These are, of course, going to be the robot's legs. So if we just flip these out, and we can see a rub symbol, which is already activated. I guess because it's so warm. And it is a Predacon rub symbol. Even with the maximal release of Spittor, they didn't change it to a maximal rub symbol. They kept it as a Predacon rub symbol. I don't know why. But with the back legs, we're going to pretty much extend them out to that horrifying longness. Take the frog head and just move that down. Take one of the frog arms and move them to the back. Take these and move them. Yep, just move them up. And the back, what the back legs for the frog become the robot's arms. And if I can get this guy standing, which is a bit hard, I actually have to use the robot arms as extra supports for the robot mode. Here we have Spittor in his robot mode, if I can stand him. There we go. There we go. Yeah, standing this guy is a bit of a challenge for me. Yeah, and just the little back legs could be a bit of a problem as well, especially the loose one. But there we go. So, yeah. He's got really long arms, so we could have called him Long Arm. Foreshadowing to my next review. So yeah, I'm reviewing a long arm figure next. I'm not going to say which long arm figure though. Having a look. The figure, without spoiling my next review, without saying which long arm figure it's going to be. What were the front frog legs now on the back? Got what was the frog head, now is the robot chest, which a lot of Beast Wars figures did. Because a lot of Beast figures, not just Beast Wars, but Beast Mode Transformers in general do this. Where they have the Beast Mode head as their chest. I mean, some of the Predacons did it, like... Well, the G1 Predacons did it, like Razor Claw and Rampage, and even into Beast Wars, where characters I reviewed, such as Optimus Primal and Bone Crusher, did it. So having a Beast Mode head as the front chest is rather... Well, it's quite a popular transformation thing in Beast Mode Transformers. Let's have a look at the head. And we can see the head's not really that humanoid. I mean, we do have these eyes, which are green, just like the actual frog head. But the mouth isn't really that humanoid. Instead of a normal, like, actual mouth or a mouth plate, we've got this. I don't know what to call that. I mean, you see that? I have no idea what to call that. But the head also has a gimmick. If you remember that little, like, I guess, punching tongue gimmick in the frog mode, you can still do that in this mode. And guess what? Any instructions, this is called a headbutt gimmick. So I guess Spittor could just run up to a Maximal or a Predacon, depending on what allegiance you have to this guy. He can just run up to an enemy, just tilt forward and just headbutt them right in the Robo-Spuds. Or whatever you call the man region. Okay, silliness aside, I mean, let's be honest, this is rather silly. Yeah, that's quite a weird gimmick, to be honest. And I have no idea why the instructions actually included that as a robot mode gimmick. I mean, I see why they had it in the beast mode, but why the robot mode too? That's just weird. Okay, let's get on with the articulation. The head, thanks to the weird gimmick, thanks to the giraffe gimmick, can't really turn side to side at all. The arms are on ball joints, so they can move forward, they can move back. Of course, you can T-pose, and this is a really long T-pose, because his arms are freaking long. It's got elbows. And I guess these bits can also cowl too. There's no waist, but the legs can move forward. They can not move back though. He does have knees. The knees are on ball joints, so they can rotate. Although it's a bit tight on mine. There we go. And feet can move up and down. However, with posing, it's going to be a bit hard because with my figure, at least, I have to use the hands as a bit of supporting for the figure. Because as you can see, well, it just sounded perfectly there, but with a tap, he's rather easy to knock down. So you have to be a bit careful when you're posing him, as you can see. And my camera's focus is just messing up now. So let's see if we can just try and sort that. There we go. Yeah, not only is this guy messing up at standing, my phone is messing up at focusing. Oh, there we go. I've managed to get him to stand. Let's see how long he's going to stand until he falls. But well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Spittor. I mean, complaints. Well, aside from the main one in which you have to sort of fiddle with his arms so they can become supports for when he stands, because otherwise he'll be a bit hard to stand. Another complaint is the translucent plastic can make bits a bit fragile, but that's of all translucent plastic. I mean, do you remember my review on movie Camshaft? I had one of the doors break off because, well, one of the doors in that figure had broken off because of the translucent plastic, so translucent plastic is a bit of an arch nemesis of mine with Transformers figures. So that's another complaint. My last complaint is just, why did they keep the headbutting gimmick in the robot mode? Because it just looks ridiculous. I mean, I get why they did it in the beast mode, but why also the robot mode? Oh, and I guess a fourth one of those is very tiny, and this is only for the European version of the figure. Why did they make him a Maximal in Europe? I mean, come on, this is a frog, and I think that this kind of frog is supposed to be poisonous. Why would a poisonous frog be a good guy? Why? I mean, I get why he's a Predacon in, like, America, but why would he be a good guy in, like, European toy markets? Yeah, that's one thing I don't really get. But hey, I'm just going to repurpose this guy as a Predacon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But well, do I recommend this guy? Well, I would say be cautious, because keep in mind, translucent plastic. I already showed you the fractured arms, so, well, the fractured frog arms, so if you do get this guy, be careful, in case he does have those little fractured bits. But other than that, I'd say, if you have the patience to stand them, then go ahead. But well, that's been my review on Beast Wars Spittor. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.